Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back. Today we have a very exciting video. We're going to start prepping our next CGC submission. Since PSA is still only accepting Super Express or Express, and BGS is only accepting Super Express, CGC is really all that I have to get cards graded right now. There is another grading company that has just been started, AGS Grading, and I will have a video coming out on their company very, very soon, but I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down with their robotics engineer and some other members of their team, and got to talk with them about their company, what they're doing, and how they are going to absolutely just change the world of trading card grading, specifically starting with Pokemon. But we'll be going through CGC, and luckily for us, they've changed their bulk submissions. They are now allowing cards up to $499. Hello everybody, Future KANTO here in post-editing. I fucked up. CGC does not have their bulk limit at $499 per card. They have it at $250 per card. I'm not sure where I got it that it was $499. I think maybe it was PSA's, because I did go through all the different services that they all had, because of a video that I'm going to be doing in the future, and I was just like dead fucking wrong. Unfortunately, now some of the cards that we were going to submit for this bulk submission now have to be sent with a standard submission. I was not surprising some of these cards, or I'm sorry, I was not expecting some of these cards to be as expensive as they are, but Near Mint Mewtwo Gold Stars are now over $1,000. So I have to submit that as a standard submission, but luckily we do still have enough cards to go as bulk. So we will be splitting this up into 3 separate submissions, meaning we will have bulk, economy, and standard, and the price limits for those are $250 raw value per card for bulk, $500 raw value per card for economy, and $1,000 per card value for standard. Sorry. So, anyways, back to the video. $9 of value. Now, the prices have gone up a little bit since the last time we did a CGC submission. So, instead of about $15 a card for those subgrades, and the regular grade, it's going to be about $25 a card, maybe a little bit more than that. But we still have our CGC membership. We still have that. I think it's a 15% discount on products. So hopefully it's not going to be too bad. I haven't entered anything into their system yet, but we will be sending in quite a big stack of cards. And just because they have raised the price, or raise the limit on the value of the cards that you can send in for bulk, it's given us a world of opportunity to send in some cards that we really just want to have encapsulated to keep them safe. Not only are we going to be sending in cards to be graded, but we're sending in autographs to be graded and verified as well. So we have some autographed Gold Star Pokemon cards that I'm going to be showing you guys today, as well as some other high value cards that I'm very excited to get graded. Now, I know that some of you might not consider anything under $500 as high value, but I have broke bitch syndrome, and it's high value to me. So let's get looking at these cards. Not all of these are going to be for sale, just like the last go round, but some of them will. A lot of these are just little personal pieces for our collection, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Okay, here we go. My camera's shaking. All right, so first we're going to start with like the least interesting things in the box, the stack. We've got some Japanese cards. You guys know we open Japanese cards quite a lot on the channel. We haven't been opening as many lately because the prices for Japanese cards have gone up a lot. But over the past year, there's been a lot of Japanese cards that I've really, really loved. And it was hard to narrow it down to just a couple to send in for grading. Now with these bulk submissions, like I said in the last video, you have to send in at least 50 cards. So we've definitely got 50 cards here. And hopefully, maybe this time we'll return some 10s. Alright, first up we've got Gengar, 2 of these from S4A. I'm hoping one of these will get a pretty good score, pretty good grade. Hoping for a 10. Centering is beautiful. I've been doing some research on best ways to clean cards, so I might like try to just make sure there's no oily fingerprints or anything on them before I send them in, just to kind of give them an extra push into the good grade zone. Now, you guys remember this disappointment from the last time, but we already have one of these graded and it got an 8.5. Yes. So we'll be sending in another one. This is our last one that we have, and it looks pretty nice. The corners have very little whiting. There's a white dot on these 2 corners here. on the back. But the centering is beautiful. The corners are very round. The surface is very clean. I've looked at it under all different kinds of light. I'm still trying to figure out a way to best show you guys how cards look under like UV light and stuff on video without having to drastically change my setup. So bear with me on that, and we will do like a more in-depth looking through my collection to get cards to grade. But that's mainly going to be for the Dragapults, because I want 10s. I want to be the world's most ridiculous Dragapult collector. For anybody that might be new, Dragapult is my absolute favorite Pokemon. I actually have a custom glass-blown statue of Dragapult. I have this little Dragapult guy who's from a friend of mine, Olven Hex on Instagram. He always sits with me when I record, when I'm in my office, whenever. He's the best. So, anyways, I digress. Amazing Rares. I've loved them since they came out, ever since Legendary Heartbeat. I've absolutely loved them, so I'm excited to get some of these graded in Japanese. And bam! The biggest, the baddest of the Japanese cards so far. We've got the Tag Team Golden Mewtwo and Mew from Tag All-Stars. Now, this card was not released in English. We did not get a gold version. We did get a rainbow version, but sadly, Sun and Moon era has passed, and we have not gotten this yet. The centering looks absolutely beautiful on this card. We pulled it from a pack live on Twitch well over a year ago. Corners are super round. There's none of those weird points sticking out. So hopefully that will grade pretty high. Hoping for a 9. Obviously a 10 would be nice, but I just don't think it's in the cards for us because CGC does grade very, very hard. Because of the lack of options for grading companies, that is why we are going back with CGC. And grading has been such a rewarding experience regardless of the grades that we got the last time. It's an amazing process to go through with you guys, and it's an amazing process to get them back and look at them and have a nice case to display them in. There is another grading company that I'm going to work with in the future, but they have not yet opened their doors, and I'm very excited to give you guys more information about them. I have a video on them coming out very, very soon, so just bear with me on that. I have quite a stack of cards that will be going to them, but because they're also, not just because they're not open, they're not doing autographs just yet. When they first open, they won't be anyways, so I want to get some of my autographed cards graded just so they can be encapsulated and stay safe. All right, moving into the English, this is going to be the lower priced stuff. A lot of it is going to be for the personal collection. We've got the English version of that adorable freaking Gengar. Just look at him. All right, promos, Vivid Voltage promos. The Snorlax is beautiful. These are some of the cards that I'm going to use to sell to try to cover the cost of the grading. So we've got our beautiful Snorlax promo, another Lugia promo. Centering is a little bit off on here, and the corners aren't super round, so I'm expecting maybe an 8.5 or a 9. You can see up here it's a little squarish at the top. It's also a little squarish down at the bottom, and it looks like there's about like a 60-40 or yeah on the grade scale here between the top and the bottom, and then the left to the right. It's just a little off, but it's a beautiful card nonetheless, and Lugia is an incredibly popular Pokemon, so I'm not expecting there to be any trouble with this one. We've already sent in some Amazing Rares, but we're going to send in some more. We're also sending in English and Japanese versions of Amazing Rares. We've got Vivid Voltage Zamazenta, another Rayquaza, hoping that this one will get a 9, because if it does, I will be keeping it in the collection. I don't foresee a 10. I don't foresee a 10 on any card with CGC. It's very, very difficult to get a 10. I can see that the centering is off. I know it's not going to get a 10, and I still really struggle with detecting all of the surface errors. So I'm not going to say I think anything is going to get a 10 just because, honestly, I really don't. It's not an easy grade to get. 10s are not a thing. All right, we've got a beautiful Jirachi. This is my absolute favorite of the cards for playability-wise. It really made me excited to make a Garchomp Giratina tag team deck. And then I immediately stopped playing the TCG afters, and now they've rotated out of standard format as of a couple weeks from now. We've got a Zacian, so we are getting Japanese and English versions of Zacian and Zamazenta. The exact same centering problem, just flipped from the Zamazenta. It looks like the bottom is a little bit thicker than the top. Actually, on the same side is a little bit wonky. The corners are super round, and it looks super nice. Somebody had recommended that I wear gloves and stuff when I touch my cards. I'm not going to wear gloves in my videos. I'm not going to wear gloves when I open cards. If that's what's going to keep me from getting a 10, then that's what's going to keep me from getting a 10, because I'm not going to wear gloves. I have oily skin. I know everybody has oils, but I am just an oily bitch. I cannot help it. I don't know why. I'm clean, I promise. I shower. But, you know, the hair gets greasy after like 25 minutes out of the shower. It's gross. Alright, some full art trainers! You guys know that I love full art trainers. I am currently in the process of finishing my full art trainer collection. But they keep making more. Which they always will. But we're getting very, very close. And I'll have a binder update for you guys on that soon. I haven't decided what I want to do with the full art trainers once they're graded. These were some ones that I had extras of, and I thought, hey, why not? We can make a cute little, like, Hidden Fates trainer display, because most of these are from Hidden Fates. We've got Giovanni's Exile, very, very nice, and my all-time favorite from Hidden Fates. The first chase card I ever pulled, Jesse and James. Love this card. Pulled it, I think, only once. The entire time we were opening Hidden Fates. But I bought many other copies because it was so, so cheap. So we got a small stack here. Another Rayquaza GX. The centering is just a tad off on this one. We did get 2 graded last time. Thinking about keeping 1 for the collection. Just kind of depends. The centering, yes, very, very wonk on this guy. But maybe the surface and the roundness of the corners and the cleanness of it will enable it to get a 9 anyways. So fingers crossed on that. Because 9s are still nice to display. Then we've got two lovely tag teams. We've got the Pikachu and Zekrom tag team. This will be going on our Pikachu shelf. Very nice. The centering is pretty freaking good, if I do say so myself. I have not taken the centering tool to it yet, but it looks pretty nice. It's a smidgen off from top to bottom, but overall, I'm pretty pleased with the centering. So, good enough to grade. Now we have an error card. I will pull it out of the case so it's easier for you guys to see. Struggle. Now, I know I did kind of like a price breakdown for you guys on the last CGC video. But I don't know which ones of these I'm going to sell. I'm pretty sure I don't plan to sell many of them. There is an entire set that I'm getting graded that I do intend to sell. But that's coming towards the end, so make sure you watch out for that. But we've got this nice little crimped error card. We pulled this out of the very last Hidden Fates ETB we ever opened. And honestly, I was so freaking hyped about it because I love errors. Errors are another thing that I love to collect. Miscuts, crimps, you know, anything like that. I've made a video on different types of errors. You can see that link down in the description below. But I'm excited to get something actually graded as an error. It's very neat. It does also cost extra. It's an extra $5. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? Alright. Some cards for the collection, some cards to sell. First card for the collection, we have the Mewtwo and Mew tag team from Unified Minds. This was a eBay purchase way, way, way long ago. We were not lucky enough to pull this from the set, even though we opened 7 booster boxes of Unified Minds. So fingers crossed that it looks as beautiful under a microscope that it does from my eyeballs. Alright, more exciting stuff here. We're getting into the Charizards. Nikki loves Charmeleon. Charmeleon is not a super popular Pokemon, unfortunately, so we have a bunch of Charizard stuff, and we're getting a bunch of Charizards graded. Depending on the grades for these, they'll be sold, you know, just same as the last ones. But the Reverse Holo from Vivid Voltage, you can probably get about 90 bucks out of a 9. I've seen them go for that on Instagram quite frequently. We've got another Charizard Vivid Voltage promo. Centering is a little off from top to bottom and from right to left, but overall the card is very, very clean. It's been on a sleeve since it was taken out, and honestly, I don't even really think I touched the card. The only thing that really concerns me with this guy is the corners are not super round. You can see they have that like blocky kind of angle to them on pretty much all the corners. So this might not grade as well as our last one did, because our last one got a 9.5, or was it a 9? One of those two. But fingers crossed that it grades well enough to either sell or, you know, doesn't get below an 8. Bam! Charizard and Braixen. So we did sell the last Charizard and Braixen we graded, so this one is going to be for the collection. It is actually being raffled off with 4 other Charizards from our last graded group at 20 spots, $20 a spot. Winner gets all 5 graded Charizards. But this one will be for Nikki's collection, as well as these two. Whichever is the better grade will go with us, and whichever is not the better grade will go away. Centering is pretty comparable on both of them. However, I think the one in my right hand here has a little bit stronger centering. And then if you turn them over and look at their little corners, we've got some pretty round boys. Pretty round, pretty good looking. Any kind of scratches and stuff you see, and any like dots or fuzz. I have 5 dogs. So dog hair, dust, fuzz, it's not on the card, it's on the cases. I've had these sleeved up since I made that first video, and I've just been adding to the stack ever since. We've got another promo, and I'm kind of debating on whether or not to take it out of the package. I don't know if I can. I'm pretty sure if you don't take it out of the little plastic that it has to be graded as a pack. And that's a little bit weird to me. I don't want it graded as a pack. But we'll see. We'll look more into the rules for that. We've got a Charizard VMAX from Darkness Ablaze. This is the first chase card that Nikki has ever pulled for her, Charizard-wise. The Charizard VMAX, Darkness Ablaze. Everybody was so pissed off at this set because it didn't have the rainbow. But I actually have like a little clip of the card being pulled up on my Instagram. And it's freaking amazing. The centering is very nice. Very beautiful. I hope the surface is as clean as it looks to me. I've looked at it under so many different lights. Tried to make sure there's no fingerprints on it. But God, the textured cards are so hard to tell. So it just makes me very, very nervous submitting them, knowing how badly our last batch scored for texture. So now we're going to be getting into the vintage stuff and a lot of the expensive stuff. But first we have a beautiful Dark Charizard from Team Rocket. However, with the ever-rising prices of vintage cards and Charizards, I'm a little concerned on the price for this card and some others that I have in the stack. But hopefully this one is not selling currently for more than $500, because if it is, we cannot use it for this submission. But the holo is beautiful. Instead of boring you guys with a whole bunch of text in the video, I wanted to interject just one more time to let you know that due to my error on the pricing and the fact that I did not look at the prices for the raw value of these cards until after I recorded this, we have to submit in 3 separate submission types. We have 4 going through economy, 6 going through standard, and exactly 50 going in through bulk. Now, I've also really struggled to find any information on CGC's autograph authentication, so we may have to just get those cards graded as is, because from what I can see, they only offer their signature series, which is for witnessed signatures only. So I'm really not really sure what to do about that one. But anyways, back to the video. Holo was beautiful. Of course, there's some whiting. There's a little bit. Kind of expecting this to get like an 8. I don't think it'll get a 9. It's a little wonky. But it'll be super nice to have this encapsulated so it's safe and sound for the rest of time. Getting into some exciting things here, we have a Mewtwo Gold Star. This we actually got from a local card shop called Cardinal Gaming in Louisville, Kentucky. We live about an hour from them. And we got this for $150 back in March of 2020. We are submitting 2 Gold Star Mewtwo's, one which was signed by Masakazu Fukuda, the artist of this card, and all of the Gold Stars back in January at the Dallas Regionals for Pokemon TCG and VGC. This is the first time that Mr. Fukuda was available to do signatures in the United States since Worlds of 2006, and it was an absolute pleasure to meet him. We got to see him do some sketching in a small event after the autographs, and it was an absolutely amazing just thing to witness, you know, mastery at work. But we're hoping to get pretty strong grades on both of these. The autographed one, we might just grade on the autograph alone instead of doing a dual grade with the autograph as well as the card grade, because it makes the labels look a little bit cluttered. But this, the non-signed one, will be graded specifically for the card, just the card grade. But we've got a nice gold. And I know I'm going to get comments like, the name hurts the value. It's not worth anything unless you sell it to somebody named Nikki. The card's never going to be sold. There's been a lot of in the community lately about autographs and, you know, disrespecting artists and whatnot. But I'm aware that everybody says putting names on cards lessens the value. But it doesn't to us. Also, it could be mine or my wife's card because we have the same freaking name. So, whatever. But it doesn't, not every card is to sell. And I think people fail to realize that as a community and as a whole, not all of us are sellers. Not all of us want to sell our collections. And obviously there are situations that arise where we need to sell parts of it. But we actually got them with our names, even though we had the option to get them with like Trainer or Ash or, you know, any other name but ours. We got them like this because we don't ever want to be put in a situation where we are forced to sell them. Because if they had some kind of ambiguous name, we could justify selling them pretty easily. Because they're going to be worth more with his signature. His signature was not easy to get. He's not around often to do signatures, but out of, you know, our love for the cards in the game and everything, and our respect for the artist, we really are trying not to put ourselves in a situation where we're going to need to sell and profit off of their autographs. All right, coming in with more autographs. This is also going to be just the autograph getting graded. I don't know if you can see there in the holo. This is creased. None of these gold stars, other than the Mewtwo, are in good condition. These are beat up, and I got them pretty much all for under $50 on eBay. So you gotta just bear with us there. The condition's not superb, but that's fine. This we actually pulled out of a $5 mystery pack, and it was probably one of the best best moments of my life. It was so exciting. First gold star I ever saw in person. First gold star we ever had. It's beautiful. The only gold star that I don't currently have in this stack is Nikki's Charizard, because honestly, I just forgot it. Her gold star Charizard is sitting in her Charizard cabinet. And we've got a Raikou with a little hollow swirl down there in the corner. A very beautimous. Alright, now this is my favorite signed card. This is my rarest item ever, because there probably is not another Pignite that is weird like this. This is from Cosmic Eclipse. It is a weird printing error. All of this section looks like somehow didn't get the right color. I am well aware that Masakazu Fukuda did not do the artwork for this card, and his translator and him were very confused as to why I was asking him to sign it. But Mr. Fukuda's favorite Pokemon is Tepig, and I collect errors. Tepig evolves into Pignite, and he was offering to do Tepig sketches on cards, so I thought that this would be such a unique piece for the collection, and I absolutely had to have it. Once I explained that to him, he thought it was very sweet and that it was a cute idea, so he did not deny signing it at all. He just thought it was strange that I was having him sign something somebody else drew. Alright, a modern card, a beauty, the Umbreon GX. Now this guy's going for well over $100 if I'm not mistaken right now, probably closer to $200. Centering is a little off from left to right. Top to bottom looks super good, and the corners are very, very crisp. This, actually, I wanted to get signed by the person who gave it to me. This is from my friend Nate. You guys know him as Real Breaking Nate on the YouTubes and the Instagrams. But this was a gift from him, and I absolutely adore it. But because no company right now will authenticate his signature, I opted to wait and maybe have him sign the case. Or maybe we'll bust it out and have him sign it when they decide that he's famous enough to authenticate. Alright, we've got 2 unsigned vintage cards here to get graded. Oh, my dogs are crying. I'm so sorry. I don't normally record during the day when they're, you know, upsetty, but they're upsetty right now. Alright, so our last 2 cards, these are for my personal collection. A beautiful Umbreon first edition from Neo Discovery. I actually got this in a lot with 8 other Neo Discovery first edition holos for $90 back in 2019. And if I'm not mistaken, this card goes for well over $200 now. I'll have accurate pricing information below for you guys in post, but I actually did not even think to look up some of the prices of these. This is one of my absolute favorite artworks. I wish I could get it autographed, but I do not know anything about the artist or whether they do signings ever. My favorite Espeon card too. We got this for $33 back in 2019 from our local card shop, and it has gone up in price exponentially. At one point, this card was over $400 raw. This card is absolutely beautiful. It is very, very minty. The centering is a little bit wonky, but overall, the card is super, super clean. There's just a tad of whiting on the corners. It looks like maybe it wasn't necessarily like a storage issue. It was more so like the blade that cut it, just because of exactly where the whiting is and how evenly distributed it is. I'm not really sure, but it just looks like it might have been a dull blade that cut it in the factory. So 2 of my absolute favorite cards. And I did go ahead and go grab our last autographed card that is currently ready to be graded. I have 3 more to show you guys that I have not yet gotten out of their display cases, but I will show it to you anyway. This we picked up from our local card shop for $40 back in 2019. Now, she's in rough shape, but they still gave it to us way too cheap. I don't think they knew what they were doing, really. The Pokemon guy wasn't there. Yes, it is creased. Yes, it is damaged. but it's really even kind of hard to find the creases because it's just, I don't know, the colors of the card really mask it super well. So very excited about that. Before I show you the last three signed cards, I want to show you guys some box toppers that we're going to send in to get graded. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to like the box toppers when they're graded for display, but these are for my wife, so she absolutely loves them and wants to have them graded. So they're safe, because right now they're very hard to display, and they're being displayed in their nice little plastic wrappers. So this is the Mewtwo from Legendary Collection. Absolutely beautiful, sparkly artwork, mint condition. She won this along with some other box toppers in an online auction, I think for around $500, and they're beautiful. I mean, you just can't deny it. They're much smaller than Jumbos are now. Just to compare it to the Pikachu V, and the V Jumbos are even smaller than some of the GXs were. So these are not super big, but they are definitely bigger than a normal card, just for, you know, for scale there. And the last box topper we will be submitting is the Charizard Crystal box topper from Skyridge. Such a beautiful card. We love it. Very shiny, very nice. We also have the Ho-Oh that is currently for sale on my eBay store. So if you're interested. Oh, wait, the graded ones. Or not graded ones, the signed ones. I can't think. So these are the last three that we're going to get graded for the signatures. 3 evolutions, my beautiful babies. I'm so excited that we're finally getting a chance to get the Umbreon, with the 21st or the 25th anniversary collection that is coming out this year, because they're so incredibly unattainable. It's ridiculous. The Umbreon, hopefully we'll get the Espeon as well, but other than that, I'm very excited to just even be able to have almost a full set of these. Absolutely beautiful. I'm so touched that I was able to get them signed. I have a video of them getting signed. I was actually crying like a little baby. So, yeah. Very, very emotional. I'm very fortunate to have been able to attend that event. We drove to Dallas from where we live in Indiana, and it was 18 hours, I think, one way. It was terrible. We were only there for like 36 hours, and the drive took longer than that. Alrighty. Why is this not in order? Hold on. Alright, so I said I was getting a whole set of cards graded, and you did hear me right. An entire set. So, the set that we're getting graded is a special set that came out way back in the early 2000s. It is a Wizard of the Coast set known as Southern Islands. We have 2 copies of the Southern Islands set, and we will be getting the entire set graded, and then the entire set will most likely be for sale, depending on the grades that they get. Look at this freaking card, you guys. Look at the swirl. We've got a triple swirl. This one's not as, you can't really see it as well here, but there's definitely 2 right there. Such a beautiful card. The centering is very nice. The holo is super clean. I'm expecting to get 8s and 9s on these. I think the Wartortle does have a significant white swatch on the bottom, so that might be a 7.5. Not entirely sure. But overall, very clean card. Very nice. Looks like there is a fuzz. There is a fuzz under the thing on the sleeve. Don't mind it. So this set came out in 2001, and it features 18 cards. It came in a nice little binder set, with a binder, some postcards, the entire set in 3 vintage packs. At the time, of course, they weren't vintage, but, you know, they're vintage now. We've got this beautiful Onyx boy. Very nice. I actually, for the first time, saw one of the sealed English Southern Islands sets in person at a card convention that we went to this past weekend. And I wanted it so badly, but I did not even want to ask how much it was, because it doesn't say what packs are in it. You could have a base set pack in there. You really don't know. It was randomized. So, just so much nostalgia in one box. We've got a beautiful little Togepi. This reverse holo is absolutely stunning. I love the Cosmos holo. I love how it contrasts with the artwork of the card. The pastel colors. It's just a beautiful set all around. I was fortunate enough to have... Why are all of these, like, falling out of their sleeves? What are you doing? Fortunate enough to get the second set of these and a mystery box we did on the channel. We opened a $1,000 mystery box to celebrate 1,000 subscribers last May. And the person included an entire Southern Island set along with the binder as well. So very exciting about that. This is not that set. This is the set that I purchased back in 2019 for like $85, I think. But the one that I was sent for the mystery box was a lot of sentimental value. I'm very, very close friends with the man who made the mystery box, and I just don't want to part with him. So we've got a little Jigglypuff. Very cute. Obviously, some of these cards are worth a lot more than others. The Mew being definitely the most expensive card in the set. If I'm not mistaken, there's no other like versions of the reverse hollows that you can find. You can't find like a Tentacruel reverse hollow. If the card is reverse hollow, I think you just got it in reverse hollow and that was that. I don't think they did all of the cards in reverse hollow. It's kind of strange. But, ooh, falling out. I love the set either way. Very nice, very beautiful. So, we've got quite a few cards here to submit. I'm expecting the bill to be very, very high. And I'm honestly not looking forward to how much it's going to cost. Obviously, before I upload this, I will have inputted them all in. So I can give you guys a quoted price on what it's going to be to have them all graded. Look at how cute that Psyduck is. Holy crap. What a treasure. So this is the only one that I'm like seriously worried about, and it's because of... Oh, wait a minute. JK. I guess I'm just on crack. There's no whiting. Was it the Meryl? I know it was a blue one. It was a Lapras. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we've got a significant nick up there at the top. So that's the only one that I'm really worried about getting below an 8. Lick a tongue. I forgot what I was saying. But, yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have pricing information for you guys for sure. There are quite a few other grading experiments and submissions that I want to do on the channel. And there's some that I'm definitely going to need your guys' help with. I want to do a large collaboration, kind of, I guess, more of a middleman thing. But I will explain that idea in detail, I guess in a more like vlog-ish video, because I want to discuss a lot of ideas with you guys and kind of get some feedback before I start pouring tons of time and money into those projects. But I hope you guys like this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. In the description, you'll find my beacons link and all of the other links that I've mentioned throughout the video. You can also find the link to CGC, the other 2 CGC videos that I've done. And if you have any questions about the grading process, please feel free to drop me a comment down there, and I will try my best to answer it. If you would like to send in some cards with this bulk submission, please reach out to me directly via the comments or Instagram DMs, or even join the Discord. I would be more than happy to middleman for anybody that is looking to get some cards graded. I can provide pricing information for that as well. So I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.